Hey, what's going on, everyone? Stan Smith with MuscleBully.com. Welcome to our weekly live show. And today we're going to discuss the wild natural nutrient that could possibly be missing in your dog's diet, and that is creatine. We're going to talk about the myths, the false facts, and the benefits that your dog can actually receive if you incorporate this into your dog's diet. So let's talk about what is creatine, okay? Creatine is one of those nutrients that's actually been lost in the food chain, basically from when our domestic dogs, I guess, evolved from their wild ancestors, such as the predators, such as wolves, coyotes, foxes, just to name a few. Now, as we domesticated the dog, the food's actually domesticated as well. As you know, we start producing processed kibble. Well, what is creatine? Creatine is basically a natural nutrient that your dog's body, humans' bodies, we produce it naturally. We make it by taking the protein and two amino acids within our system, we chain them together, and we actually create our own creatine within our system. Another way that a dog or a human can obtain it is through food sources or supplementation. Some of the food sources that are high in creatine, of course, are beef. Lean red beef or any type of lean red meats are extremely high in creatine. Wild fish or fish in general like salmon or trout or tuna are extremely high in creatine. So in a nutshell, if you're feeding your dog any type of meat source, you're supplementing with creatine. Like I said, they actually produce it within their system, in their bodies naturally, or they actually obtain it through food sources. Now, with that being said, if your dog is on a processed kibble or a dry kibble, they're really not getting too much creatine at all, if any creatine at all. There's very little creatine in processed kibble. So dogs that are actually supplemented with creatine, whether it's naturally or through a man-made synthetic, what's going to happen is that they're going to reap a lot of the benefits that are linked back to it. So let's talk about it, basically some of the things that your dog can benefit from. Obviously, it's known for all the scientific research. Basically, in the last decade alone, there's over 200 strong studies and over 700 scientific studies and research. In fact, back in the days, I think it was like 1832, French researchers did one of their first studies on creatine with wild foxes. They actually took muscle tissue from a wild fox, right? And they also took the same muscle tissues from a cage fox. And what they known is that the creatine consumption, or the percentage of creatine, is almost 10 times higher in the wild fox than in the actual cage fox. And what that suggests is that physical activity played a big role in creating natural creatine production within the system. So basically, in a nutshell, the wild foxes, the free range foxes, were forced to go and hunt their food, so therefore their bodies produce more creatine, and that's where the big role of athletes, or in general the big craze of muscle building and creatine, were linked back together. Now, in addition to that, the benefits. Obviously, muscle strength, muscle endurance, muscle performance, muscle power, muscle size. A couple other studies show that there's a major link back to maintaining muscle as animals or humans get older. Muscle tissue deteriorates. The maintaining of that muscle, creatine shown to support that. It also shown to support bone density. They did some studies on fractured bones and creatine consumption, where the bones benefit and regenerated and healed faster. It also benefits neurological support and neurological health within the system. So a lot of people mainly use creatine in general to improve strength and improve muscle endurance. I know when I take it, I take both micronized creatine, pharmaceutical grade creatine, and unbuffered creatine. I notice a dramatic difference when I'm in the gym, as far as getting more reps, muscle recovery, and basically the science behind that is that creatine floods water inside your muscle, reduces lactic acid buildup, and that's where that's where your muscle is able to produce longer ranges of endurance and then recover much faster because it reduces the lactic acid buildup within inside the muscle. So obviously, if your dog is on a raw diet, you're probably not going to see as much benefits as if a dog that was fed a processed kibble diet with little or no creatine would see. We've done a lot of our own personal studies and field and research studies on it, and we've taken dogs who are just fed raw kibble and we changed their diet up, added more protein sources that contain creatine in it. We also incorporated creatine supplementation, and it didn't matter what sport it was, dog diving, agility, weight pulling. We had dogs, so many clients that their dogs improved their muscle strength, they pulled more weight. We've had dogs that jumped farther and higher and increased endurance because they were jumping even better the next day in events. We've had dogs run faster time. We even had dogs level up in protection sport. And I think that has a lot to do with the just brain function and the neurological benefits that derive from creatine. I think there's a big reason why dogs that are fed raw diets that are high in abundance in creatine tend to thrive and have less health-related issues. They also have less, for example, a lot of veterinarians now, like you find veterinarian strength joint supplements, you're going to see a lot of those that contain creatine in those now. And it's just because there's a lot of benefits. We've literally served over 1 million servings of any one of our formulas that contain creatine in the past decade, and we've had zero reports of any type of negative side effects as far as bloating or cramping, and literally had hundreds, if not thousands, of reports of dogs that many benefits, whether it was skin and coat health, they were having issues with that. If they were looking to improve performance or get a measurable result as far as increasing muscle mass, running faster times, recovering faster. We've even had a ton of clients, literally probably thousands of clients who've had puppies where they've taken the nursing mother and started incorporating creatine supplementation, and they recovered faster on second and third litters. And they also supplemented their puppies on it, and the puppy that they supplemented supplemented with creatine definitely showed much better muscular structure than its litter mates. So there's a ton of benefits linked back to it. I obviously you always use a whole food source, but the main difference obviously between a whole food source and supplementing is knowing exactly how much creatine you're offering your dog. We have a couple different serving sizes in our Muscle Bully creatine. Now, this is a really cool product, and it's pure. There's no artificial flavors or any BS additives or sweeteners, anything. Now, we are looking in 2017 to actually be adding bone broth protein to our creatine supplementation, which is going to be a breakthrough supplement product in the pet industry because it's never been done before. And it's tasteless, so it mixes well with just about anything. Let me grab here. So I'm going to grab some water. And there's a couple different ways you can incorporate this product. Now, in something like beef, if you're lucky enough to get, I don't even know why I didn't talk about this, but if you're lucky enough, wild game, if you can have access to wild game, they have the highest levels of creatine in them. So, for example, venison, deer, really super lean, super dark red meat, highly active, and as I talked about earlier, the link back to the activity of the muscle produces more creatine within wild animals. And the reason why foxes and coyotes and wolves have a higher creatine percentage is because their food source is naturally higher in creatine. So ducks, any type of wild game that you can get your hands on, it's going to have a higher percentage of creatine than basically your domestically grown Wagyu beef. So, for example, venison versus Wagyu beef, which is high in marbling, high in fat, really less active, is going to have lower levels of creatine. I also like to combine supplementation with it. And like I said, right here, there's about, in beef, they say there's about 2 grams of creatine per pound, or 5 grams per 2¼ pound. Fish is going to vary depending on where it's caught, if it's wild or if it's farm raised. But basically, as you can see, it comes in a powder form. This is tasteless. This is 3 grams. And we recommend giving about a 1/4 scoop per 25 pounds of body weight. And as you can see, there's a couple different ways you can add it. I like to mix it in my burger. You can also I like to top it. If I have a day where I'm really working out my dog on high intense heavy weight workouts, or the exercise program, which I'm going to do some videos. I'm going to actually take you guys through an 8-week training regimen, and you're going to actually see my Staffordshire Bull Terrier 8 weeks prior and 8 weeks on. I had to take them off. I took them off all supplements and just fed them straight raw. And I haven't exercised them for probably about a month now. But I'm going to take them on an 8-week course, and you're going to actually see the different exercise programs that I'm going to utilize and show you guys how to easily use for those who are unfamiliar with them, and really increase muscle definition, muscle performance. But like I said, you can actually pour it on top of your kibble. I like to mix it with raw eggs. You can also, this is the beauty about this product, it's tasteless. So as you can see, it mixes well with water. Let me see here. So it dissolves really well in water, okay? So one of the tricks of the trades I like to use is mixing it in the water. If you're taking your dog to an event, especially if you're competing in any type of dog sports, a lot of them won't eat on the road. A lot of them won't drink very much. But if you actually mix it in their water, you actually have like a creatine water now. So put it in their water during the summer times as well. It's really, really well. That was just a 1/4 scoop. I'm show you. Looks like when you mix a full scoop, like I said, 3 grams. And now your dog's going to have some serious badass water right here. Some muscle building water for recovery. You can also take it, mix it in. I like organic coconut oil. Dogs don't really like hemp oil too much, but I like organic coconut oil, or I like to take the rendered fat from like bacon or chicken or beef that I've cooked in the oven. I mix the creatine with it, or I take an ice cube tray, and I'll pour the fat in there in each ice cube tray, put a serving size of the creatine in it, and throw it in the fridge. You give that to your dog at an event. It's going to give him the healthy fat source he needs to sustain energy levels and recover at a faster rate. And it's also going to offer them the creatine serving that they need to produce for better muscle performance, better muscle strength, better muscle recovery, more power. So that's some of the major benefits. Now, as mentioned before, if you're in the bully community, bone is really big. So this is always, everybody always talks about, look at the bone on the front legs, or they talk about overall bone. So you start supplementing this at an early age, especially like I like starting at a weaning age. You should see better bone density within your pups, and you can try this out on certain litters, and it's a really affordable way to really pack on mass on your dog. It's a safe way to pack on mass. It's natural, and it works. So thank you again. If you haven't visited our website, go to musclebully.com. If you have any questions on dog food, any type of other supplements, want to improve your diet, if you want to just get free nutritional coaching, we will give you free nutritional advice. You don't have to buy any of our products. We like to fix diets up and programs up with natural food sources first. And just fill out the Build My Bully form. We'll assign you a coach for the lifetime of your dog, especially now in the bully community. There's so many new bully owners that are uneducated. They don't understand dog food, or they don't understand dog nutrition. And there's just so many more efficient ways to feed your dog that are healthier, that will add longevity to your dog's life. And your dog is going to feel better and have less health-related issues. So thank you again. If you're interested in the product, visit our website. We have 100 servings. This is a 100 serving bottle, right? It's at $44.99. I know that you can get some different promo codes that we have. Just inbox us or hit us up, and we'll get you a promo code. If you have a large kennel, this is a big 400 serving container. It's like $64.99, plus we have promo codes on that as well. Just inbox us or visit our website and just email us, and we'll send you a promo code on that. We got a really good holiday special going on, and this will supplement a ton of your dogs. It's, like I said, it's extremely affordable. And again, we appreciate your time, and we look forward to talking to you soon.